Good morning and welcome to the webinar Connecting Up Technology Donations Program Overview. My name is Sakina Vora and I'm the Events Officer here at Connecting Up. With me I have Ryan Jones, who's our Marketing Coordinator and will be running this session today. So before I hand over to Ryan, just wanted to go through some housekeeping notes. To those who are new, please feel free to type in your questions in the question box and we'll be happy to address them as we go through the presentation. Also, this presentation is being recorded, so everybody present will receive a copy of the recording and slides by end of day today. Also, if you're facing any technical issues, please let me know and I'll try to get it sorted out for you. So without further ado, I'll pass it on to Ryan.
Thank you, Sakina, and welcome everyone to today's webinar. Now, today's webinar is all about you. It's all about providing you with an introduction to our donations and discounts program, a bit of an overview of some of the products that are available, but most importantly, answering any of your questions. So if you have any burning questions that you've always wanted the answer to or something that's always confused you, now is your time, and we will stay here until all of your questions are answered. But to start with, I just want to quickly mention what is this thing that we call the donations program. Some of you may remember a program called Donatech. That's the old name for it. Essentially what the program is all about is cheaper technology for charities. Technology companies such as Microsoft and Symantec are donating their products to not-for-profit organisations so that the not-for-profits can spend their money on service delivery instead of IT equipment. And each of our donor partners offers a generous amount of software that each organisation can request, and in some cases we can assist you with any extra that you may need. Best to get in touch with us direct about that. One of the unique things about this program is that Connecting Up run the program. We're a not-for-profit organisation and we run it for not-for-profit organisations. We don't receive any funding for the program. We keep it sustainable by charging a small administration fee on each order, which is generally equal to about 4 to 8% of retail price. So if you order a Microsoft product today, Microsoft will 100% donate that product to your organisation, and Connecting Up charge that small administration fee that makes sure that we can still provide you with another donation tomorrow. Now, it's a bit unique in that it's a program that's offered around the world. We partner with a US not-for-profit called TechSoup Global, and all of the network of organisations that offer this program are not-for-profits. Some of you may have been at a conference a couple of weeks ago where we had people from Germany and Canada and Malaysia who help us deliver this program. Like I mentioned before, it's all donated software. The only cost is the administration fee. And one thing that is a bit unique is that our partners have different areas of giving. So not-for-profits that register with us provide us with a level of information about their organisation, and we use that information to qualify them for as many partners as possible. If you order a Microsoft license, a couple of interesting things. The first one is that majority of the donated Microsoft licenses are volume licenses that provide you with 2 years of software assurance. And what that does is gives you upgrade and downgrade rights on that software for 2 years. So if you order Office 2013 today, and you order one license because you've just got a new computer in the office, you can downgrade to Office 2010 if you need to. Some organisations might have 10 computers running Office 2010, just want to add one more computer, so it makes more sense to run Office 2010. You can also upgrade to any new version of Office released in the next 2 years. So ordering today, I believe Office 2015 is going to come out later this year or early next year. That will be a free download in the Microsoft Volume License Service Center. And the other thing, which doesn't just apply to Microsoft, is that pretty much all of the software these days is available by digital download. So once your order's been placed, within a couple of days, you'll get an email with the PIN numbers and the download details that you need, and then you can just log on and download the software at your leisure. Now, the discounts program is slightly different. So the key difference with our discounts program is that the products are available at a significant discount off of retail pricing, but they are offered as a discounted product, not a donated product. So the prices are higher than a straight donation, but they are a unique discount through us, the not-for-profit sector, that provides you with the best deal that you can get. And obviously we've got a lot of different partners in that program, and I'm going to go through some of the most popular ones shortly. Now, before I move on, have we got any questions? No? Great. Okay, if you do have any questions, just use that question box and we'll get to them pretty much as soon as they come in. So, a couple of things I want to talk about that have changed recently. There's been some name changes, there's been some IT trends we need to look at, and some new products and partners that I want to quickly go through. Now, the first one that affects a lot of us is that there's been some changes to the Microsoft products that we offer through the donations program. And the key difference there is that we've removed the year and version reference in the title of each product. And one of the reasons for that is that when you order that product, well, you don't just get that product. Because of that software assurance, you can get those upgrade and downgrade rights. So if you ordered Windows 8 Enterprise before the name change came, you would get the rights to download all of that software on that slide there, the Enterprise version, the Professional version, the Enterprise version of Windows 7, the Professional version of Windows 7, 32 and 64-bit versions. There's a lot of different software that you can access through that one order. So now we've simplified it to just Windows operating system upgrade. It makes it a bit easier to understand what you're ordering, and it takes that question out of versions out of your hands because you'll be able to download them all anyway. So you will start to see that floating through the website, and you will start to see those changes. But remember, if you do want a Windows operating system upgrade, then and you want to upgrade your computer from Windows 7 to Windows 8.1, for example, then you can just order that on the website and access the software through software assurance. The MYOB discount range has relaunched. So we've got fresh new products available there at a significant discount to not-for-profit organisations. The two key solutions that MYOB are offering through Connecting Up are MYOB Essentials, which is a cloud-based accounting software product that functions in your web browser essentially. So it works on your computer, it works on Macs, it works on PCs, it works on iPads, it works on Windows tablets, Android tablets, etc. They also have a MYOB on the go app so that you can use it on your phone. And that's really useful if you have a off-site bookkeeper or accountant that you need to share the data with. You'd be able to share it through Essentials. MYOB Account Right is probably, if you're already using MYOB, it's probably the solution that you're more familiar with. It incorporates desktop and cloud accounting now into the one package. So you use the software through the desktop and it syncs back up to the cloud for backup and remote access. So again, you can give your accountant remote access to the software, you can access it yourself if you're not in the office, and it gives you that level of flexibility. If you are already using MYOB, if you go to the product that you need to on the website, there'll be a phone number there you can ring up and arrange an upgrade or a transferring your license. Okay. Now, a new partner that you may or may not have heard of is Shopify. Now, Shopify is essentially cloud-based software as a service shopping cart software. So what that means in English is that you don't need to host the website, You don't need to worry about the security of the website. They take care of that. It's basically point and click setup of a shopping cart. They provide you with free templates that you can use to customize. And I've taken some screenshots there of one of their responsive templates. So you can see the big template is the desktop version and the small template is the mobile version. Includes powerful analytics so that you can understand what's happening on your website, all of the common social sharing and marketing tools that you would expect. And through connecting up, Shopify are offering their unlimited plan, which is unlimited products and unlimited storage space. And now this is a donation, and this is great for organizations that have merchandise that they want to sell. I know for a lot of organizations, it's always a pain point doing any kind of transaction online. But if your organization sells t-shirts or bumper stickers, or one that I've been working with recently sells teddy bears, it's a good way of you being able to sell those online and stretch your reach further. Shopify will even, through this donation, they'll provide you with a personal coach to help you get your store set up. Now you can see down the bottom of this slide, I've provided two different links. Now there's a link for small organizations, there's a link for large organizations. Small organizations have a turnover of less than $650,000. So if you turn over less than $650,000, order through the small organizations link, and if it's more than that, order through the large organizations link, and we'll be able to get you set up nice and quickly. J-Curve is a relatively recent discount partner, and they are discounting heavily their JTEL solution. JTEL is a really good solution to track mobile devices and expenses. So it's telecommunications expense management in J-Curve language, but ultimately it's designed to save you money on your phone and mobile data expenses. And it does this through helping you find devices that you're no longer using, through finding devices that are always going over their cap, or always significantly under their cap or over their plan, basically finding the pain points in your telecommunications. So it's obviously designed for larger organizations, probably about 50 people plus. But if that's your organization, JTEL provide a significant discount. You can go onto our website, you can get a quote on what that discount will be for your organization, and you can view a video on how it actually functions and shows you how you can save money through JTEL. Now, Cisco, anybody who's been a part of the program for some time will know that Cisco is not a new partner, but there have been some pretty big changes recently that I just want to quickly cover. And the first one is a change to eligibility. So more organizations have now been made eligible because Cisco have increased the budget cap for organizations that can order. And you can now place orders valued at up to $3,000 in admin fees. So that's a significantly higher amount of networking hardware that you can order now. The other thing is that there's now a significantly higher number of products in the Cisco donated product range. So if your organization needs wireless access points, networking switches, internet security appliances, and a range of other networking solutions, Cisco will now donate more than ever. Now, you can go to that link that I've given you there to get more information on Cisco and the donation program. But one thing I do want to quickly highlight, and we'll highlight a couple other things after, but this is what your account information page looks like. And a lot of you should be familiar with this because once you log in, this is pretty much the screen that you'll see. You obviously won't see my face, but that's okay. You should see an interface that looks very similar to this. So it shows me here that I have been qualified for technology donations and discounts, and then gives me a series of links that I can do, actions that I can perform to find out more about that. So the first one is, what can I get? And remember before when I was talking about different organizations having different eligibility, what can I get will show me very quickly which partners I can order from, and I can click directly off to find them. There's a handy order now link, which takes you straight to the page on the website where you can start ordering donated software. There's a view order history link so you can see all of your history. The Microsoft Donation Center link will appear if you qualify for Microsoft donations. And on one page, it will give you a snapshot of how much Microsoft product you have ordered, how much more you can order in a 2-year period, and when your allocation of Microsoft software will renew. So if you haven't looked at that Microsoft Donation Center link before, highly recommend, as soon as you get off the webinar, go and have a look, and you might be surprised just how much Microsoft software you have received through the program. You can see what your delivery address is and contact us to change it. If you have purchased any webinar recordings, you'll be able to see a purchase content link, and you'll be able to click on that to access any of those recordings you've purchased in the past. There's a special eligibility link here that from time to time there are special eligibility applications available. And in this case, what I want to highlight is that there's a special eligibility process for Cisco now. Because they've changed their eligibility, what they've asked everybody to do is just submit a new application just to confirm some details for Cisco, and then we will qualify your organization. You can start ordering Cisco. So it's possible that if you were previously qualified to receive Cisco donations, you don't currently, and that will be because you haven't placed that new special eligibility application. So just click on the link there and you'll be able to go on and do that. There's also, final thing on donations and discounts on the account information page, TechSoup validation tokens. So what that does is gives you a list of tokens that you can use to validate yourself as a nonprofit in an increasing number of cloud-based solutions. So at the moment, you would use that for the Google for Nonprofits program, which I'll have a look at in a minute, and you can request a validation token there, and once you've created that token, you can copy and paste it into the Google process, and they'll recognize you and they'll let you go forward. And one other thing I want to quickly highlight that's not donations and discounts on that page is our membership program. You can see at the bottom that it shows that I'm registered as a member and it's got my expiry date, and I can use a link there to renew my membership. Now, our membership program includes an hour of free mentoring. So you can sit down with somebody like me or somebody else in our office and talk through your IT issues in particular, or your marketing issues, or you may want more information about how you can use, say, Shopify to provide your organization with a shopping cart. You also get a discount on all of our paid events. So if those are important, have a look at the membership program, and feel free to get in touch with us direct about the membership program if you would like. Okay, I think that's enough about the account information page now. I feel like I've gone on about it forever. Do we have any questions so far? Great, no problems. All right, now this isn't so much a new thing, but we want to keep banging on about it because it is important, and some organizations haven't made a switch yet. But if your organization still has any computers that run Windows XP or Office 2003, they are no longer supported by Microsoft. That means no more security updates or upgrades. And if the computers are connected to the internet, there is the possibility of security risks around both of those products. So if you do still have any computers with either of those solutions on them, please upgrade them now. We have refurbished computers available, or if a computer is new enough, you may be able to use Windows 7. have a look. One of those would be the way forward, and say goodbye to Windows XP and Office 2003 forever. And on that topic, Windows Server 2003 will become end of life on the 14th of July. So some organizations may still have a Windows Server 2003 server in their organization. Hopefully that's not too many of you these days. But if you do still have one of those servers, it is time to upgrade. Now, servers are vital. Without the updates, they're not necessarily compliant against some of the industry standards and regulations. And because of the amount of time that these server upgrades can take, I really would start planning them today. Don't necessarily replace the server. Consider all options, including cloud infrastructure. I'll talk about in a minute, infrastructure as a service. There's a range of different options these days that don't necessarily include buying a very expensive server. All right. A relatively new offering to the program is our Microsoft Office 365 do-it-yourself migration workshops. Now, some of you will be aware of our Office 365 readiness assessments that we offer with InfoExchange. We've again partnered with InfoExchange to provide a series of do-it-yourself migration workshops. Now, you will work with InfoExchange in small groups. There'll be about 10 people for a series of online workshops to learn how to do. There's a basic email migration workshop series. There's an advanced email migration workshop series. And there's a basic SharePoint configuration workshop series. Now, these are ideal for organizations with less than 50 staff and some form of in-house IT resources, whether that's staff or volunteers. If you don't have in-house IT resources, these probably aren't for you. But if you do, then you might be able to migrate yourself over to 365 at a significant discount. All right, speaking of InfoExchange, we also now have CRM Readiness Assessments available. Now, InfoExchange offer a customized version of Microsoft Dynamics CRM, which they call CRM for NFP. And what this readiness assessment does is assesses your organization's readiness for Microsoft Dynamics CRM. It also helps you understand if a CRM is actually right for you. It may be that your organization doesn't need a CRM, but you need a client information management system instead. There are a range of different solutions that may be required here, and InfoExchange will be able to assist you in assessing which one's right for you. Infrastructure as a service. Think of infrastructure as a service like that dusty old server that you've got sitting in the corner of the office in the cloud. You pretty much just get a server to your specification that goes up into the cloud in an Australian data center, and you can do what you like with that server. So this is great if you've got old servers that are on their last legs. You've got specialized software that can't be moved to a free cloud offering. So we've had a few people now move to this infrastructure as a service offering. It's powered by R&G Technologies in their Brisbane data center. So the data stays within Australia and in a technologically advanced data center. And the great thing is you can upgrade and downgrade as you need, which is the norm with cloud systems these days. But you can use that server for whatever you need. You may use it to replace your on-site server that does your email, your on-site Windows Server 2003 server. You may migrate up to the cloud. Some organizations will use it to run Microsoft SQL Server for their database applications. You can use it to host your website. You can run Windows Server on it. You can run Linux on it. You've got complete flexibility. It's also certified to the Australian government's AGMO standards. So you can be assured that your data is safe and in Australia and all appropriately authorized. Okay. Now, one last one that on what's new, and I'm stretching the definition of new a little bit here. This is a couple of months old. Google for Nonprofits is now available in Australia. Google for Nonprofits includes Google Apps, which is similar to Office 365, hosting emails and online document editing. Google Ad Grants, which is a really good reason for using Google for Nonprofits. Google will essentially give you $10,000 worth of advertising credit on Google AdWords every month so that you can promote your cause in search results. YouTube for Nonprofits provides you with a nonprofit account on YouTube with some different promotional tools, and Google Earth Outreach for doing different mapping of what you do as an organization. All of that is donated completely free of charge through Google, and when you register, you will need that TechSoup validation token that I talked about before. All right, so that is a summary of what's new. Do we have any questions before I move on to what people usually need? Sakina's shaking her head, so that's okay. Let's move on. It's never too late to ask a question. So a lot of organizations that are new to the program sort of say to me, well, I don't really know what I need. What are other organizations using? And the most popular solutions here are Microsoft Windows, Office, and Windows Server. Far and away the most donated products through the donations program. Microsoft alone in the last 12 months donated about $45 million worth of software. So lots of Microsoft donations flying out the door. For a lot of organizations, it's semantic antivirus. Norton 360 has been the most popular traditionally. They've just rebranded that to Norton Internet Security. Cisco switches and wireless equipment that I talked about before. Our Refurbished computer program has been one of our most popular programs since it launched. And Adobe, which launched a couple of years ago and has consistently been one of the most popular donations. Now, what a lot of organizations do when they first join the program is they take the opportunity to assess what they have within their organization and what needs to be upgraded. So if an organization has 6 computers and 2 of them are running Windows XP, 2 of them are running Windows 7, and 2 of them are running Windows 8, then what that organization might do is order Windows upgrades to all of them, upgrade them to Windows 8.1, and know that they're all on the same platform. Same thing with Microsoft Office. Just getting them all on the one version can be a big productivity gain, particularly if you're swapping computers. And, you know, this is really useful, even if it's only 1 or 2 computers, which we see quite a lot of. There's nothing stopping you from joining the donations program and requesting 1 license of Windows and 1 license of Office. Now, a lot of organizations order Windows Server, and the amount that they save in the Windows Server license, they can use to pay contractors to properly install and set up their server. And that might be to host Microsoft Exchange for email and calendars. It might be to host Dynamics for their CRM. There are a range of different reasons why you might want that server. Updating antivirus is another big one, hence Norton being one of the most popular products. So let's look at Windows 8.1, which for the next month is still the latest and greatest operating system from Microsoft. Windows 10 is due out soon, but remember, if you request a Windows 8.1 or Windows upgrade license through the donations program, you'll get software assurance and you'll be able to order Windows 10 when it comes out. There are some differences with Windows 10 as opposed to Windows 8.1, things like the start menu being slightly different, but in general, when we look back at something like Windows XP, these modern operating systems like Windows 8.1 are better designed to handle the processes that we're using these days, with the multi-core technology that they're using, the more RAM that we've got, and just the newer hardware in general. Now, if your computers have mislicensed versions of Windows or pirated licenses of Windows, then you can order Get Genuine licenses through the donations program, and those Get Genuine licenses can be used as a one-off upgrade to get your organization up to date and on legal software, and from there you'll be able to order the upgrades as you need them. Now, Windows 2013 is the latest version of Office 2013, sorry, is the latest version of Office. It is more evolution than revolution when you compare it back to Office 2010. The interface is a refined version of what was in Office 2010. So if you are using 2010, then you should be able to transition to 2013 very easily. It's compatible with Office 365 and some of those cool Office 365 features that we talk about a lot, which provide you with the ability to collaboratively edit documents on your desktop. Now, there's two versions available. There is the standard version and the Professional Plus version. Standard includes Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, Publisher, OneNote, and OneDrive for Business. Pretty much everything that most organizations need. Now, for some organizations, you may have Access databases, you may be using Link for video conferencing, you may need Business Contact Manager for Outlook. Those come as part of Office Professional Plus 2013. So if you do need those additional pieces of software, then I recommend you order the Professional Plus version of Office. Now, when I say Office 2013 is completely compatible with Office 365, if you use the donated E1 plan, then remember that you can use Office 2013 as the desktop client and connect to Office 365 using Office 2013. You don't need anything else to do that. It's all pretty easy. All right. Very quiet bunch today, no real questions. That's okay. Do sing out if you've got any questions about anything. Now, antivirus, because all of us hate viruses and we hate cleaning up after viruses even more. So through the donations program, Symantec donate their desktop antivirus software and their enterprise range of antivirus software. So the desktop version is found in the shops under the Norton brand. Both good solutions, but if you have an organization with 5 or 10 computers, maybe more, and you have an in-house server, the Symantec Enterprise range will be a lot better for you because it's a bit better at providing central management tools. Bitdefender is a highly regarded antivirus product in Europe and recently come out to Australia. They're donating their solution, and that comes in 2, 5, 10, 20 and 50 license packs, I think. So for most organizations, there's a pack of licenses ready to go for their needs, and it's kind of like a hybrid between the Symantec desktop range and the Symantec Enterprise range in terms of functionality. O&O software provide a range of tune-up tools and utilities, things that will help you clone your hard drive, clean up your computer and keep things running spot on. Now, for some organizations particularly larger organizations, might be interested in the discounted antivirus products. We've got discounted antivirus from Kaspersky and Sophos. Now, one of the big things here, Kaspersky in particular, is it's really geared towards those larger organizations. Provides things like mail security for your server, mobile device management so that you can remote wipe business files off of phones, particularly if you've got a bring your own device policy in your organization. People are carrying work files around on their mobile devices. So the Kaspersky mobile device management software means that if that staff member leaves or that phone gets lost, you can remote wipe the organization files off that phone without harming the staff member's own files. Sophos also provides some great tools for central management, but Kaspersky offers a bit more outside of antivirus to help you keep computers patched and secure as well. So I'd probably sort of, if you were 10 licenses or more, so 10 computers or more in your organization, might be worth checking out that Kaspersky and Sophos as well and seeing if they're a good fit for you. Now, I won't talk too long about accounting because I spent ages talking about MYOB before, and I don't know whether we've got any accountants on the webinar, but accounting can be really boring. But necessary, so we need these pieces of software to be able to make it as easy as possible. So the two solutions we've got available through the donations program are MYOB and Calxa. Now, MYOB handles your day-to-day accounting like we talked before, your invoicing, your payroll, and more, and there's those web-based versions now. What Calxa does, Calxa is donated by an Australian company based out in Townsville. If you've been to the Connecting Up conference the last couple of years, you may have met Mick or Alex from Calxa. They're very passionate about the not-for-profit sector, and what they do is they build a plugin for MYOB that provides graphical and easy to understand budgeting reports. They help you analyze your budgeting and cash flow, do the forecasting, and present it in a way that humans can understand. You don't have to be an expert accountant to understand it. So both of those are available. MYOB is a discount and Calxa is a donation. Now, we were talking a lot about Cisco before, so I won't talk too much about them now. I will just say that there are solutions available for wired and wireless networks. All of it is the latest high-speed equipment now. So if you're running an older wired network, 100 megabit a second wired network, you may want to upgrade to a gigabit network, particularly if you ferry around large files like videos and images. If you have a wireless network in your organization that runs on the older standards, may only be 11 megabits a second, then you can upgrade to the newer gear through Cisco. And again, that's a big productivity saving, being able to transfer those files faster. Now, Adobe, we have two different programs at the moment. We have an Adobe donation program and we have an Adobe discount program. Now, through the donation program, Adobe donates Photoshop elements and Premiere elements. Now, these are simplified versions of Photoshop and Premiere Professional, which are great stepping stones if you are just starting to look at doing image editing and video editing. So Photoshop Elements is designed for your image editing. It's a great tool for getting your images ready for your website and optimized so that you can increase those or decrease those download speeds. Premiere Elements is great for video editing and producing DVDs and online video content. Acrobat Pro is available for Windows and Mac, and it's designed to create PDFs, convert them into fillable forms, and produce more complex digital documents. So those are usually available in very limited stock, so when they're on the website, if you need them, grab them. You can order up to 4 copies per financial year. Now, our discount program offers discounted licenses of Creative Cloud for Teams. So Adobe have now adopted a wholly cloud-based approach to Creative Suite, which is what they used to call Creative Cloud. But when I say cloud approach, it doesn't function in a web browser. You download the software to your computer. So it essentially runs the same as it's always run, except that you don't have the large upfront cost of buying a Creative Suite, which is really useful. But the other thing that it does is provides you with a range of cloud-based tools that you wouldn't previously have had access to. One of the things that's included in Creative Cloud for Teams is 100 gigabytes of cloud storage per user, which is great for storing photos, videos, all the rest of it. You get access to a massive library of fonts and other assets, and Adobe just keep adding to it. One of the great things about Creative Cloud for small nonprofits is that you get access to web design tools, you get access to photo editing tools, video editing tools, animation tools, a whole range of different tools that can be used in different parts of your organization. So if you are a multimedia based organization, then you get the full gamut of tools without having to pay extra. So there are also some other Adobe products available on the website at discounted prices. If you do need that kind of graphic design software, I recommend that you have a look. Now, we have for quite a long time offered a refurbished computer program. This range is growing by the day. Includes desktops and laptops and tablets now. Includes PCs, Macs, iPads, Windows tablets, and occasionally printers. You can order your desktop computers with or without screens. So if you've got perfectly good screens, you just need to upgrade the box, you can do that. In general, they're powerful modern Intel processors, a Core i5 and Core i7 generally, but dual core is a minimum. They are authorized, they're refurbished in Australia by a Microsoft authorized refurbisher, and we've seen some brand new machines come through essentially. So refurbished doesn't necessarily mean secondhand or worn out. They come pre-installed with Windows 7 Professional and Office 2010 Home and Student. So for some organisations, they turn up ready to go. For other organisations, you might want to install Office 2010 Professional and you're ready to go, or you might want to upgrade to Windows 8.1. You've got a range of different options. We've seen virtually indestructible Panasonic Toughbooks. We've seen Mac Minis and MacBooks, convertible Windows tablets, and one of the most popular products we've had in the last few months has been iPads, and iPads fly out the door as soon as they become available. So if you see them become available, order them straight away, because we don't necessarily know when we're going to get more stock of those. The last one is Office 365 Readiness Assessment. Now, most of you are hopefully aware that Microsoft now donate their Enterprise E1 plan of Office 365 to eligible Australian not-for-profit organisations. So this includes Exchange, email and calendar hosting, SharePoint, OneDrive for business storage, and Office Online with that collaborative document editing, all for free. But a lot of organisations sort of go, well, I'm not sure whether our internet's good enough, I'm not sure whether we need it, I just don't know, I just need some help. So we partnered with Info Exchange, who we were talking about before, to deliver Office 365 readiness assessments for non-profits looking at taking the leap to Office 365. It will help you understand what's involved in moving to Office 365, whether your existing IT equipment meets the requirements for 365, whether you might need to upgrade your computers or your internet before you make the move, and any costs involved in making the transition, whether that be migrating your internal server or transferring data, whatever it might be. So those Office 365 readiness assessments are available on the website and it'll all be customized to your organization. So if you're looking at Office 365 and you haven't taken the leap, then look at that readiness assessment as your first step. Now, that's actually it for today, but we have plenty of question time, and I really like Office Space, so I took that picture. But like I said before, we're here to answer any questions that you might have. So let us know if you've got any questions, just write them in the question box, and we'll stay here and answer them.
Also, in my follow-up email, I'll make sure to include a link to all our exciting webinars that are coming up on Microsoft 365, SharePoint, and lots of free webinars on Google in September. So make sure that you sign up for those webinars.
That's a great idea, Sakina. All the free webinars are very useful. All right. Well, if we haven't got any questions today, then Sakina will also email out my email address, and you can feel free to contact me about any questions you might have. I got a question here on how the 1 hour mentoring sessions work. And that's a really good question because they work slightly differently for each organization. It really depends on what you need. So the basics of the mentoring for the membership are you go on the website and you request mentoring in a range of different topics, which basically helps us align your mentoring needs with the right person within our organization to help you and set up an appropriate time. You also give us a bit of information about what the problem is or what you need mentoring on. It's not necessarily a problem. And we will go ahead and we'll do a bit of research before the mentoring session and then sit down with you for an hour. It's generally done over Skype. I sit down over Skype and talk to you about where your pain points are, what you're trying to do, what you're hoping to achieve, and we'll provide you some notes afterwards with some recommendations. Now, that sort of varies from each organisation depending on what you need. So I had an organisation that wanted mentoring on digital marketing, and they wanted a bit of information about their website, the search engine optimization of their website, how they could attract more people, how they could use email marketing, a whole range of different things. And what that session ended up as was going through their website and providing them with a list of things that they needed to update or change before they could even consider search engine optimization, email marketing, everything else. So giving them a baseline, and then you get that one mentoring session per year. So that particular organization had their mentoring session for, I guess it probably counted towards last year now. And then they were going to do a new session once they renewed their membership to compare the data from before and after. We had an organization only 3 or 4 weeks ago that was mentored by our technology manager, Pancash, to help them with their technology planning and develop a robust technology plan. So yeah, it's really down to what you need. Mobile apps, technology, marketing, internet stuff. It's really just there to help you with whatever you need help with. And it's also a free benefit of the membership. So if you're not a member already, you're not a premium member, premium membership is $150 a year and provides you with all of those discounts plus the mentoring, plus a range of other discounts and special offers. So, okay, we don't have any more questions. Oh, yes we do. Okay, is this the right forum or time to talk about CiviCRM? Probably depends on what you want to ask about CiviCRM. We do use CiviCRM as part of our website for managing client information, managing orders. It's all integrated with our website as part of the package we use. It's not necessarily the right solution for every organisation, but if you've got any particular questions, happy to address them. So for those of you who don't know, CiviCRM is a free open source CRM product that can be integrated with your website and basically functions like a website, so it needs to be installed on some kind of server. Now what we might do then, Peter, is we might take that one offline, and my contact details will go out in the follow-up email, and just email me and I'll be happy to answer any questions you've got. So thanks for joining us today, everyone. Special thank you to Sakina. It's her last webinar at Connecting Up. Sakina has been a volunteer and part-time Connecting Up staff member for the last 2 years, and she's moving on to a full-time position running a big event in Adelaide. So I'm sure you'll all wish Sakina very well, and hopefully that'll probably mean that you'll get to hear my voice a bit more. So I'm sorry about that, but we'll make do. All right, thanks everyone.
Thanks, Ryan. Thank you. And thank you everybody for attending this session today. I will send out an email with the link to the recording and slides in a couple of hours. So until next time, thank you everybody, and bye-bye. Thanks, Ryan.